live on Eka Television International. You're welcome. As usual, we are here to make your day better. And we're going to discuss something deep and nice and lovely and enjoyable. So join us on this ride. Yes, this beautiful morning, myself and my squad, Solomon, Joyce, and Engineer Tony. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And today we're going to be discussing the pathway to success. What is it that entails success? What do you need to do to reach success, to succeed in life? That's basically what we're talking about today. So join us, enjoy this ride. You will not regret it. I promise you. Because my squad always capable. Always capable. They will not.
Start the car. You say they will enjoy ride. You have not started the start the car.
I was waiting for that response.
Don't tell them how good your squad is. Let your squad prove that they are good.
Okay. So we're talking about success today, like pathway to success. And a lot of people don't want to follow process. We've spoken about this a number of times on this set. It's like every other, a lot of people, especially the young people we see around these days, everybody wants success at the snap of their fingers. They just want to just snap it and then see that they have succeeded. There's no process, the whole thing, and you have a very mediocre mindset towards success, and you're just expecting that if I just put my hands to do this thing, I don't even need to put much effort. I'll just find myself succeeding. And we have tried as much as possible to redirect people's thoughts to the right path towards reaching success. What are the things that you need to follow? What are the things you need to do to really reach success? Do I have to work under somebody for me to succeed or not? Do I have to chase my dreams or not? Could my dreams just lead me to downfall or to success? All those things we've discussed about a lot of things, and today we're talking about the pathway. What is the process? What is the routes laid out for you to follow so that you would succeed? And personally, one that I personally think that it's really important is determination. If you have determination to succeed, that's one way to get to that. You have to be determined. You have to make sure you have decided in your heart. Just this morning, my mom kept on ringing that in my head. It's like, you have a lot of things you can do. Why are you not determined to do that? You just need the determination. Tell yourself that you're going to do this thing and you see yourself doing it at the end of the day. That's one thing that is very key. Because if you're not determined about what you have set your mind to do, there's no way you're going to get success. There's no way to do that. So we're talking pathway to success. Because it's because I trust you so much to give us content.
Wow.
That's why.
Interesting. I really pray so hard not to fall your hand. Anyways, talking about pathway, more like the road that leads to success. You know, when you talk about success, simply put, like dream come true.
Yeah.
You know, that picture you have in your head, that's imagery of where you want to be and what you want to have. But honestly, like you rightly said, it takes process. It's not something that you just close your eyes and then you just appear right there. You have to follow certain process to get to where you want to. And interestingly, a lot of young people today do not want that process. People don't want to be stretched. Like people don't want, like they just want the picture to just appear. People don't have the patience to go through that pathway. They just feel, okay, I'm ready, I'm determined. It takes nothing to say I'm determined. It's just for me to walk through this way. And then when they start walking and then the stumbling block starts showing up, they retract and I'm not interested. Let me try this part again. Though is another pathway to success, but once they meet another like tumbling block, hurdles and all, they are not ready for it. And no wonder today we have a lot of people that just want to get rich or die trying. Like they don't care. They want to follow any way just to attain what they have in their head as success. So you see, there are 2 days that are very important in one's lifetime: the day you were born and the day you discover purpose. Once you discover purpose, it saves you from a lot of things. Like, you don't have to be rigmaroling. You're here, wind toast you to another way. When I see Prudence selling provision and she's excelling, she's making it, I go and open provision shop. When it's not working, I see Sambo Solomon like he's into a particular business, I rush, and because he's excelling. And I see Engineer Tony Nakali sipping his coffee. I want to go and get a coffee to sip, and maybe that's not
Because you feel there's a market there.
there's market in I want to add weight, so I feel that. So the day you discover purpose, it saves you a lot of stress. You're already on the path to success. Some people often think that, oh, this person is successful because he's gifted. If you're gifted and you don't work on your gift, you can't succeed. We've seen a lot of people that, yes, they are gifted, but the success they attain is because of how they were determined to work on the gift. So personal development is key. If you want to remain relevant, if you want to excel, if you want to succeed in life generally, you must consistently pursue personal development. You have gift, work on your gift. That way you get to that. So the road is not without hurdles. People need to understand things don't just happen. You cannot say, I want to speak success to be. Yes, you can speak it, but you have to work. You have to work for it. So interesting, like I said, a lot of people today are not interested. No wonder people just jump into all kinds of things. You see young ladies into hookup, like they want the money, they don't want to work for it, so they sleep around. You see guys, they go into Yahoo, like they just want to wear the big shoes, the clothes, the latest phone and all of that, but you don't want to work to get it. You just want it to happen to you. So the pathway is one thing. Like the process, you have to follow it. You if you wish not to follow, fine, but there's always consequences to all of that decisions.
And you see, you talked about patience. If you want to succeed in life, you must have patience, because patience is the guiding principle of hard work. If you are hard work, you want to succeed in a particular line which you have chosen, definitely you have to be patient to wait for the process. It's just like a farmer that plant, let's say, coconut tree. It takes a longer time for it to start yielding the desired result. Someone that plant maize, it has a duration. You can't just plant maize today and then the next week you are thinking of getting the corn. It's not possible. That means you have to have that patience, to till that time. But the thing is that during waiting, what are you doing? As a farmer, that is where you need to work and till the ground, because already you foresee that thing that you want as an end result. This is how you think the farm will look like. And at the end of the day, you have a picture of your harvest in mind. And then you walk towards it. And that's why some people will go extra to look for fertilizer to buy to enhance the soil, for the desired result. So when you talk about life, the pathway, first of all, what do you want? You have to identify that. You have to define it. And then you have to know who you are as a person, and then know your capacity, what you can do. And then you have to have that passion for that particular thing that you put your mind in. And that's the reason why you find out some people can be easily swept, because they feel Joyce is succeeding here, let me go this part. While if you look at it in the real sense, what she's doing it's not that that thing will not yield result, but maybe she don't have, or maybe he don't have that that patience, like to wait and see the end result while you put your best at it. So sometimes you find out, like you rightly said earlier, the youth, we are just running faster than our shadow. And then sometimes you find out that maybe it's because of how people define what success is. So because you just see, and in life we are designed differently. When Romans talks about the issue of favor, when God is saying he shows favor to whoever he chooses, and then show mercy. Sometimes some people will just start something, like you're out of school, you put your hand on this phone repairs, and then before you know it, you are just boom. People are looking for you and you are hitting, and then somebody is there. Ideally, he's supposed to go to farm. That is where his calling is, and he's thinking of going into fun, whatever. And then you see him struggling. Why the other person is not even struggling is people that are even looking for him. So you understand that one is there, but you have to know that yes, if truly you want to follow that pathway to success, you must have patience, you must have resilience, you must be up and doing, because you can't jump process. God have designed it in such a way that once you jump process, yes, there's every possibility, you understand, you can get it, but at the end of the day, there's a result for that, there's a repercussion for it. That's why you see some people crash when they are not supposed to crash, because if you look at it, they jump process, you understand. So and you see the whole thing is that generally I would think maybe in this setting we like miracle, like we believe that things should just happen by miracle, like once you just say something, it will just happen. And that's why you see people put their mind, I remember Engineer Tony will always say, like, church is not a place to go and look for money. Church is a place to go to go and show your thanksgiving, on what God has done, in your life. Because if you look at it, people like to go to church so that the pastor will pray for them, and then they will receive a lot from somebody, like hello. You understand? So mostly you find out that youth were more relaxed, not really youth like that, but there's a kind of teaching even in the church setting that they make you feel like you don't need to really work hard. You don't really need to put extra. You don't need to be so determined. You don't need to do this or that. They believe because we believe in Jesus Christ, so things will just work. You are a favored child.
You know what I find interesting is that a lot of the miracles that were already mentioned in the Bible, and just to buttress on what you were saying, how a lot of us have the mindset of miracles. A lot of the miracles that happened, there was already something placed in line towards that miracle that happened. For instance, Jesus turning water into wine. There were jars of water before he turned it into wine. Then there's empty jars that he ordered them to fill it and then draw. There was an effort made there too. Then there was also the part where they came in and asked for it, and when they asked for it, they rushed towards him. That I'm talking about the two blind guys, the two blind men that came to Jesus for healing. They walked towards him even when people were telling them, "No, don't." They kept on shouting on top of their voices. That was effort. That much effort. You are blind, but because you know that this person, you made efforts. They didn't just sit down and just relax. No, they made effort towards that. There was also the lady who made effort to touch his garment. There was effort. So how do you expect miracles to happen when you've not put in effort? That's
a lot of the confusion we have, Prudence, is because people are yet to find the meaning of life. I just feel that the meaning of life is in acquiring a car. The meaning of life is in getting married. That's where I find success. You know, people define success differently.
Yes.
Yeah, very true.
So for somebody, he feels that success is when he just have his peace of mind, when he just have that good relationship with God, when he can just meet up his basic needs, he's successful. Another person is thinking, until I become a president of a nation, that is when I become successful. So people define success differently. But like I said earlier on, you know, the day you identify purpose, it saves you a lot of stress. So you know that success is not in becoming the president. That might not be your own like vision. That's not what God's vision is for you. While you is to become the president, maybe for another person is for you to become the pastor that is going to encourage other people out there, or encourage the person that will become the president. You get? So success means different thing to different people, but in its entirety it's about result. It's about, for a lot of people, dream come true. But you cannot find success outside Christ. And that no wonder you see people with mansion, you see people with all of the things that they define as success, and they are yet unhappy. And they are like, they don't have peace of mind. I'm not saying that you cannot have all of those things and then have peace of mind. But if you get it the wrong way, or if it is in your pursuit of success, you went in line with another person's purpose, you can only be the second version of that person. A lot of people, because I think you have shop, you have become CEO, you are this, you are that. So my own success too is in becoming a CEO. I can become your second version if I'm pursuing the same thing you're doing, but I've left my own purpose. So it's very important that people know that success is beyond what another person has. Is beyond what the world defines as success. Success is you becoming who God says you are. It saves you, and that's why I kept emphasizing on purpose. Find purpose. It will save you a lot of stress. See, you won't find yourself engaging on healthy competition. You will not find yourself crying, wailing, complaining because your colleague is driving this car and you is Legacy's Benz you're using to come to work. You won't find yours, because you understand that when the time is right, like the scripture will say, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. You know that you are on the way. You're not there yet, but you will definitely attain there. Like, you will live a life of zero competition. You will just rely on God to just help you get to that point. And it's the identifying purpose that is the problem for a lot of people today. A lot of people find it hard to, okay, no wonder I hear people say, so why am I even here? Somebody can just wake up and decide, let me just go to the dam and just like end it all, because I don't know why I'm existing. Somebody, the parent will scold, and you just feel that, so I'm useless in this family. Why am I existing? Let me just take my life. Yesterday, on one of our show, the discussion was about suicide. How someone got depressed to the point he got nailed and he was hitting on his forehead, like he wants to just end it. I was like, wow, you have mind though. Really have mind.
Is success is success attached to religion?
No.
In the absence of God, can people be successful?
That's
Well, I think it depends on what you believe in.
In the absence of God, can people be successful?
Yes.
if I'm answering from my own ideologies,
Okay, why?
because he
You
said,
said yes, so after her you answer.
because he said God said that he gives grace to whom he wants to. God said that he gives grace to whom he wants to.
Do you understand
And
the question?
Yes, I understand.
In the absence of
in
God.
the absence, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm saying from my own ideology, I know that it is God who created these. It is God who did this. So even if the person does not believe in this God or accept this God, it's only God that allows him to succeed the way he wants him to. For instance, the Tower of Babel wanted, they pulled their hands together. They were going to make it, but because God said, nah, these people, I will not let them. So he left.
What was
He
the
did
reason
not.
why God said he will not let them?
because he knows that if they continue to put their heads together and he relaxes and does nothing, they would get it to that point that they
Okay,
wanted.
so you think people would have built something that would take them to where God is?
Probably not.
That is just, I think that is just God telling people that any counsel against him is foolishness, so he can, you understand?
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, can people be successful in the absence of God, without God?
No.
I'm still.
Okay. Why?
Well, I'm Christian, and from my point of view,
It's not about your
Why?
Christianity.
Yeah.
It's a world stand view.
like
Leave Christianity now,
Okay.
but this is just it.
okay, I said earlier on that
Mm.
success means different thing to different people. So going by my own definition and perspective of success,
You are
Outside
just being
God.
careful.
outside God,
It's not about being
you cannot
careful.
be successful.
You are just being careful.
I just
In
can't
the
see.
absence of God, can people be successful?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I'm still standing with my no because
With your no.
yeah,
But
because
you have not been able to explain.
because if there is no God, and the way everybody believes there's no God, everybody is trying to butt heads. So
If
a
there
lot-
is no God,
everybody wants to
there will be
succeed.
no reason for people to be successful.
wow. I'm just saying, like, everybody would want to be successful.
Then, in the absence of God,
Yeah.
without God, how can you be successful? Like, in the absence of God, you cannot be successful because there are the things to make you successful
Would not be
will
there.
not be there.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, the way the world is now, there is God,
Uh-huh.
but in his absence, can
The
people,
same way the world is right now.
yes, in
If-
his
if
absence,
we just
without
remove
God,
God.
can people be successful?
No,
Okay.
because everybody
You
will
said
be
no to it.
fighting each other.
Okay, so you're explaining yourself.
I said earlier on, I'm still repeating myself, that success means different thing to different people.
Mm.
So for some people, like, I'm maintaining that outside God, there's no success. And
Why is that?
okay, for me, success is about finding fulfillment. It's about peace of mind. It's about attaining results. So you can, like, say, oh, you don't believe in God, and you pursue whatever you want to, and you just get it. Like I said earlier, get rich or die trying. You get it by all means. But there's absence of fulfillment. There's always that absence of fulfillment. We've seen it in, like, real times, how people rig their way through elections and they win at the end of the day through rigging. We've seen how people steal from organizations, even from churches, to enrich themselves. And as far as they are concerned, they have used the fund to build houses, establish business for themselves or their children. It is success for them. They have been able to achieve what they had pictured. But there's something missing. There's no fulfillment when you get it outside of God.
Have you ever used your phone to do something positive and you achieved?
Yeah.
Was that fulfillment?
Yeah.
The person that made the phone and sold it and you bought it, does he feel fulfilled?
I don't know.
He does. He does. He's fulfilled, because if he's not, he would not be in production. So that person that made the phone may not even know God. The only country in the world that is not owing is China. Preaching the gospel is a crime there. I hope you know that. They do not know God. But it's the most successful country in the world. As a matter of fact, other countries are owing China. China is not owing anybody. As a matter of fact, China is borrowing money to people to do businesses and all that. You think they are not fulfilled? They are.
By their own standard.
Even by the standards of God. Even by the standards of God. What does the Bible say in Deuteronomy? I have given you ability to make wealth. It's not talking about a born again Christian. No, it's talking about all the people he created. Who created the people in China?
God.
But you see what I was saying? Like,
But no,
outside God, there's
you
no
have made your
success.
point. You have made your point. You have made your point.
No, but what you just said,
But
just,
you see,
that's
I want us to the reason why I brought this question is not to belittle God, right? Or to put people above God, or make people think they have outsmarted God. No. God does not run this world by miracles, and that's what Christians should understand. He runs the world by principles. So he does not care whether you know him or you don't know him. If you apply the principles, it will work. The only problem he will have with you is on the last day. I sent you my son, you did not accept him. But as far as the world is concerned, why did the Bible say the God of this world has blinded people's eyes so that they cannot see? Why did the Bible say that the children of this world are wiser than the sons of God? Is because God dug the earth, buried gold, buried diamond, buried. But people are saying, as Christians, we will make it. So they pray and pray and pray. And somebody said, as a non-Christian, I will dig the ground. So he digs till he got the gold, till he got the silver, till he got the diamond, till he got the iron, till he got everything. You are still praying. Nobody prays like Africa in the whole world.
True. Well, people that do that, I think their Christianity is questionable. That you just pray and do nothing. You don't. Of course, there are principles to success. So if you just pray without,
a lot of Christians pray and do something.
but
But what do? They do cleaning jobs. They do all of these small jobs. They will never ever see themselves as people that will own houses that look as beautiful in town. They will not, because they believe things like that are for ritualists, politicians that are stealing, and all. They don't think beyond the community they live. Why? Because you become the environment you have dwelt in for long. An environment is not just where you live. It's what you're surrounded by.
you know, that's why I said people like that.
I
their
thought you let me make my point
their
because you have made yours.
is questionable because
You have made yours. Listen. There are people I can never ever call thieves in this country. Somebody came up with an idea, and in the next 2 weeks, he makes 20 billion. And you say that they have stolen money in federal government. No, they are smart. They are smart. But you see, if you sit down and think, and let me even make this point. Success is not a destination. So anything you see people with is not as a result of being successful, because success is not a destination. It's just proceeds of what you have done or what you are doing. That's just proceeds. But success is not a destination. Imagine that you want to have 1,000-story building, and you start building, and you have built 100. How many remaining? 900. And you decide to rent out the 100 flats you have in each story. And people are renting, but you continue the building. You do 100, people rent. You do, and people rent. This thing that you are doing, the 100 or the hundreds that are ready, they are not the success. It's not the destination. The destination is not even in completing the 1,000. Because if you are talking about this language of success, people always see it as when you do something and it gives you money, you have become successful. No. Because we always look at money as, no wonder successful people discuss ideas. Little people discuss successful people. Have you ever seen, you see people talking about people that are ahead of them? That is all. It tells you that they are little. They can never be successful in their lives. Even the proceeds that will come from their hustle is cost already. Think about it. Think about it. Do we have oil in this country? Hmm? Do we have like the mineral resources in this country? Right now, someone is coming to Nigeria very soon, very a close by state from China, to build the biggest mineral factory in Africa, in a particular state, not very far from here. It's coming in from China very soon, very, very soon. It's coming in very soon. Maybe in the next 2 weeks, he should be in Nigeria. He's bringing in money to invest in the Nigeria that we said there is poverty. In the Nigeria is the biggest lithium. Is it no? What do they call this mineral resources now? Is it lithium? I can't. The name is not. But whatever it is, this is a country that people have said we are the poorest in the world, or number 5 or 6 or 4 in the world. But somebody has refused to see us that way. The person saw South Africa, he didn't go. The person saw Egypt, he didn't go. Egypt is in Africa, like somebody saw Ghana, he didn't go. But he said it's Nigeria. Yet we are still saying that we are suffering. People are living under $1. But someone said, no, I refuse to see it that way. See, when you are cursed, you will not even see the blessings around you. You will not. You will not see the blessings around you. But people are not bothered about things of God around them. No, there is a place for it. But we Africans, we rub it on people's faces that this is our identity. We are godly, we are this, we are that. At the end, you'll be like, please, you have 500, let me take transport. The Christian should not be poor. Because every principle of turning money over, every principle of becoming successful in life, is buried in the Word of God. But you read it and read it and read it and understand it, and close the Bible and go back to your old side ways of making money or of becoming successful. That's why I asked you that question. Is it possible? And there are people that are saying, why would he say without God people will be successful? That's why the Bible says they are wiser than you.
You know, interestingly,
I'm not done.
No,
I'm not done. You see, everybody is holding on to his opinion. And Prudence, I like what you said. You said in your opinion. It's yours. It's not mine. You said in your ideology or something like that. You said that's how it's supposed to be. But guess what? The unbelievers are making us computers we are using in church. The unbelievers are making us projectors we are using in church. The unbelievers are making us microphones we are using them in church. The unbelievers are making us furniture we are using it in church. The unbelievers, and they do not care. What has the church created? Oh, I'm happy somebody is saying, you can't hear, but somebody is responding. The church is not a place to create stuff. So why are you using what other people are creating and criticizing them? Sir, we need to come out of this thing called religion. That someone sat somewhere and said, I must make it this way for people to follow and see it as religion. No. Do you have a pastor? Yes. Does he have a car? Yes. Who made the car? A believer? If you want to be a Christian, go and be riding donkey. And that one is directly God that created the donkey. But the cars that you use, they are created by unbelievers. So what do you want to think when you say success and you start attaching it to religion? You will not be successful in life. When you don't put the principles of multiplication, you will not be successful about anything. Sir, when we talk about success, we always look at money. No. You have a marriage. Is it successful? You have a job. Is it successful? You have a business. Is it successful? You have a relationship. Is it successful? Let's look at success, because on today's life, every Tuesday we look at life. Or every Tuesday we look at life. So when people are watching, there are things that they want to learn. And see, when you talk about some people never ever see you as a Christian as long as your hustle is not churchy. That is why when church wants to do, and it's a brilliant idea, I don't have anything against that. When church, a poor church, when a church, you want to know how poor a church is, and I can be challenged, and I'll give you why I said I can be challenged. They want to build something. They say, tomorrow is Saturday, nobody is going to work. We are calling on all church members to come out. Let us do it. I like being in places like that. But guess what? I have never seen that done in big people's churches. Why is that? Why? Because there are people whose principles about making money is different. There are people who are in church and they hear that we want to fence this building and it's 20 million. Somebody will just say, Pastor, take my 5 million. Somebody will say, and they will come and announce in church that 3 people have given us the 20 million. So the project should start tomorrow or the day after. Meanwhile, there are churches they will only go and buy the cement that was manufactured by an unbeliever, produced by an unbeliever, and the sand that was created by God, but transported by unbelievers to the place. But you know what? We sit down and expect people who behave and believe otherwise to bring the money to church for us to use. And at the same time, we insult these people. We say, there was one man in my church. There was no insult that man did not receive. He was a top government official. There was no insult. So he was living in a different city. Your laugh is as if I've told you that story before. He was living in a different city from where our church is, but he was always coming for weekends. So church wanted to buy bus. And then there was nothing. The church called him drunkard. They called him womanizer. They called him everything. They even said that he has another woman in that place that he's living. And he left his family here as if the family is your responsibility. And he left his family here and he's living with another woman. And then suddenly they made him the chairman of the committee of buying the bus. And then I sat down and I said, has he stopped being all of these things that you criticized him about? If yes, did you announce it the way you announced the negative aspect of his life? But guess what? The man did not care what people were saying. He continued being successful. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because when you mind what people are saying about you, you stop being who you want to be. Whether intentionally or unknowingly, by allowing these things into your conscience. So you have to always be a bigger person. You see, this success, when you relate with some people and they see it as a right, you withdraw. Because when people get familiar with you, in your relationship with them, whatever kind of relationship you have with them, the relationship will not turn out to be as successful as it used to be from when they saw you differently. And now you let them in. They think they have seen everything about you. Mostly our wives, as men, they do that. They hate to see the grace of God upon our lives, no matter how loud it is. Why? Because they have seen you at your level of nothingness, and they have seen where God has taken you to now. What will you show me? So you start failing to see the grace of God. That grace, that coverage, that name husband, you begin to fail to see it. And guess what? God remains a God of covenant. He will never, no matter what that man has become, God will never ever, because of his character, place you above him. No matter what he has become, God says he is the head, and nothing is going to make him lose the position as far as God has said it. So you'll be acting as the husband. God does not care. But guess what? The success that was upon your relationship, and it will stop being a successful relationship. So when we talk about success, we are not just talking about multiplying money. Haven't you seen families that there are 10 cars at home? There's every money in the bank, but there's no peace. So there's no success in that relationship, but there is success in the business. Why? Because he has outlets. They are bringing in money. Haven't you seen people who have gone into business, but the business started becoming successful? So they feel that the wife they have at home, that is when you start seeing negativity on your wife. Why? Because you have started making money. So you look for a wife that will match your present status. Whether you like it or not, that relationship that you kept at home, the success will start disappearing gradually. The success of your business will start depreciating gradually. Why? Because you are investing on wrong platforms. Now, what is a wrong platform? The business is making you 20,000 weekly as gain. If you take out 10,000 and put in your family, you still have 10,000 left. But imagine that lady that you want of that standard is demanding 30,000 weekly. Whether you like it or not, you start pinching from that of the house and be adding it to that of that new lady. And when you start having problems, of which you will definitely have, there is no woman on earth that you'll be involved with. If you are watching, let me turn to the camera. There is no woman on earth that you'll be involved with that will be no problems. Whether she's legal or she's illegal, there is every woman that you see, she has her problems. The problems were created with her. She inherited some from her mother. She inherited a little from her friends. She inherited a little from online. She inherited a little from text messages she has read from her phones. So she's inheriting. That is by nature who they are. So when you get her finally, you have inherited her as well as the problems she has. Now you can go ahead and make that your weak point.
Finally.
If you can still remember it. I'm not done,
my root point.
I'm not done, but I just feel I've spoken for a very long time. So continue. I'll come back to you.
God desires that we prosper in everything we do.
And be in good health.
And be in good health.
But as our souls prosper,
yeah.
that's what the scripture says.
Yes.
I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health as your soul prospers.
True. So, but most times, like we're talking about, like you find yourself in a terrible situation where it just feels like you're helpless. Like, why is all this happening to me? Why is it that it's just about me, my family? Why is it that this person is just succeeding, even not on the right path, but things are working for him? And some people question God to the point of even saying, see, I don't believe in God any longer. They join all manner of things just to make it, just to be successful. But like we already established earlier, see, there's pathway to success. And if God who created you says that it is his desire for you to succeed, then it means there's something also that you need to do for you to be successful. He said he desires for you. That means you also have a part to play for you to be successful. I agree that there are principles to success. And the moment you do away with that principle, there's no way you succeed. Let me just give this practical example. You get admission to school and then exam is approaching in 3-4 month time. And then you didn't do your registration. You don't attend lectures. You don't read. And then there's no way you're going to pass. If you think that, okay, I can just sort the lecturers, there's actually price to pay. If you don't pay cash, you pay in kind. That's the common language you find in the institution. So there are people that just hide under religion and just feel that miracles will happen. If you are a Christian, what's the name Christian? It means Christ-like. So it means that you are following the footsteps of Jesus. He didn't just say that I'm the son of God. So he sat down and folded his arms and things just happened to him. No. See, while he was on earth, the Bible recorded he was busy doing good. If you go to the scripture, you see what Christ has done. Like while he was on earth, look at the creation story. It's all about work. When God created man, the first thing he gave him was work. Even before the helpmeet, it was work. So why should I say I'm a Christian and I will be successful and I'm not doing anything? That's just lazy people hiding under the umbrella of Christianity. That's why that you say you're a Christian does not mean you're a Christian. Let's see it in your attitude, because that's the Christ like believers of old were called Christians because of the Christ-like attitude that was seen in them. I know Christians that are successful. Like I watched, and there's a woman that I follow, an iconic leader, like the height that she has attained, yet like she always, when she talks about her success, she's one that where believers or unbelievers, like they follow her, they like, you hear her testimony, you are encouraged. And all the way she talks about her success, she will always liken it to, see, there's just one truth, it is God. And she tells you the parts, like how that she has never relented, that she's a Christian, in fact she's a pastor, ordained pastor, but she will not hide under the umbrella, I'm a pastor so I'm waiting for offering. She has a part to play. She's big in the financial industry and she does her part very well. She's well traveled and she also has a business that is running for her. So some of us hide under the umbrella of Christianity. I'm a Christian, and then let's go and pray about it, and you're not doing anything. I know a lot of people like that.
Haven't you seen umbrellas that are hosting churches? Like the headquarters of that, the headquarters of this, the headquarters of that, because they relied on nothing but offering. Can't you see now that they are losing relevance and place in the financial circle?
That's true.
You see,
And that is the reason is because people looked at church as a place that we should not even have plenty money. We should just be able to have this, meet the needs of the widows and all of that. But the world is changing. But you know, up till now, there are certain ministries that have not realized that they should change alongside. Some have realized, but they started too late. And coping will be an issue. See, there are churches with 2 million members nationwide. There are churches with 5 million members nationwide. There is another church with 10 million members nationwide. There is another church with 30 million members nationwide. Guess what? Some of these people sat down and said, how do we begin to turn our own money from within our system? That is why some of them will start doing table water and say, in all our events, programs, this is the water that we will drink. Already they have 30 million customers.
even if it's started there.
They have 30 million customers. But you know what? Other ministries will say, let's do water. We don't have to force it on our members. If they like, let it be a competition if they like. There are other people that will say, let's build schools. But you see, the school may not necessarily, if you want, you can take your children elsewhere. You can't force that on people. But guess what? You are losing big time. There is no one business on earth that wants to lose one customer. Even if they are promised 5 more coming. Even if these 5 have come and have pledged that will be your customers for 50 years. They don't want to lose that one more customer. But you know what? When you keep saying, the Lord shall provide. The Lord, yes, He's the provider. But I want to see a situation where the pastor that is preaching the Lord shall provide should resign. Should just go and stay at home. Not do any work and rely on the Lord shall provide. When God sent Abraham, He said, this is what I want you to do. It was not Abraham's assignment, it was God's assignment. So Abraham asked God, he said, "Tom, you said I should go and do this sacrifice. Where is?" He said, "Go. The Lord shall provide for himself, because it is his sacrifice."
Yes.
But you see, the Bible is read differently to us now. The revelation is interpreted differently to us. That is why ministries are struggling. You see, big ministries, they can't comfortably do a 100 million naira project until everybody in the ministry contributes. It's not a blessing, man. As far as I'm concerned, it's not a blessing.
I think the issue mainly is with understanding of the scripture and then your place or who you are. A lot of people just read the scripture to suit their lifestyle or to suit the lifestyle they actually choose for themselves. But it's very important that we understand that our God is not a lazy God. That I say I'm a Christian does not mean I should hide under miracle for things to happen. Walk. He said we should go into the earth and dominate. Who makes you feel that? What makes you feel that as a Christian you cannot make car? What fact, makes you feel as a Christian you cannot do certain things?
Paul said in the book of, he said, "Walk with your own hands, just like we have instructed you, so that you will be lacking nothing, and you will win the respect of outsiders."
So it means that if you don't do anything, you will lack everything,
and they will disrespect
and
you.
you will be disrespected.
It's the same with churches.
And don't
It's
complain.
not to individuals.
Alright,
It is
so
the
it's
same.
That's what the Bible says.
It's this.
It is the same with
This is
churches.
an
It is the
instruction.
same with organizations. It is the same. If you don't continue walking, before long, what does the Bible say? A little slumber, a little sleep, a little falling over. There is a poverty.
You see what we don't understand, and our time is up, so I want us to quickly wrap up. So what we don't understand is that from the beginning he gave that instruction, have dominion over the earth, and he gave that instruction to the offsprings of Adam. Why do you
Some
think
people are
that
feeling like slapping you for saying we will not continue this topic.
but why would you think that the unbeliever is still succeeding? Because he gave that instruction to the offsprings of Adam, and these people have taken it personal. They have to have dominion. But you see where we fail to understand as Christians. A lot of times we relax and fold our arms and think that when he said have dominion, it meant that we should just relax and he's going to continue to supply everything that we need without doing anything.
I'm tempted
at
to
all.
say those people are not Christians. They are not. And honestly, they are not. Because
Which
like I
people?
said earlier, that like she said, as Christians, we just fold our arms. If you are truly a Christian, then you cannot be lazy.
There's no
Because
No,
the
she
person-
is talking about people who bear the name Christians.
Yes.
Good. So
Not
maybe
people
you're
who
just
live the
bearing-
life Christians.
yeah.
Because there are some people just hide under the umbrella. I'm a Christian. Well, they think they are based on their understanding that they are Christian. But if you are truly a Christian, what's the Christ-like attitude? You follow in, and there's no way you will not be successful. See, I know Christian broadcasters that are successful. I know Christian business people. I'm very deliberate about starting with Christian
Are you not going to
Because-
use me as an example?
Christian
Am I not a
broadcasters.
Christian broadcaster? Am
Very
I not
successful. Yeah, he
No,
is.
point to me. Be proud of this.
Christian
Point to me.
I'm so proud. Very
Hey,
proud. Like
what's
I'm-
the problem?
Very
Yes.
proud.
What's the problem? You see, you see. I
Okay,
don't-
So
Alright,
you see,
quickly.
this is it. An example right
example.
here.
Yeah.
Christian broadcaster, engineer Tony Jane Akale, MSBE. Melly. see success. So you
Enough
can
of
be
the ad libs.
you can be a Christian at like before your profession, accountant, secretary, whatever you are, and be successful. Don't think that it is only somebody that like an unbeliever that there's a principle that you are
No, there are
disregarding.
great Christians that are rich.
Yes.
Why do you have business? What do you call them? Businessmen, something. Full gospel businessmen.
Yeah.
There are Christians
There
that are
are.
funding projects. See, I was with a pastor. He told me that his general overseer called him and told him to build a church where only rich people will be going to.
Wow.
And he did it single-handedly. He didn't go to headquarters to collect money. He did it. They're still in Abuja.
Okay, so quickly
Mindset.
before we wrap up.
And I was with someone as well, a military general. He told me that he escorted his Oga to a meeting where their general overseer called the topmost millionaires in their ministry to discuss with them. So this military general escorted his senior general to that meeting. So they sat outside and waited for them to finish the meeting.
Wow.
Sir, people are harnessing opportunities to make money. You are not supposed to come up with an idea and look for money by yourself to fund the idea. No, there are financiers all over the world, sir. I just met a lady who has $3 billion US to fund a project. She told me, she gave me the project. She sent me the statement. She said, this is what I have. Look for investors for me. See, look for people that are willing for me to invest. Sir, 3 billion, not 3 million, 3 billion. That's just her. That's just one human being.
She's thinking around broadcasting.
You did not see my
Round
hand.
up the show. Round up the show. Okay, what makes you angry about success the
You're
most?
looking for investors, right? We'll see after the show.
Not people that will buy hair and sell. What makes you angry the most about success?
Now, basically, when people fold their arms and expect things to fall on their laps.
When you believe miracle on everything, even little things that you can do.
Laziness, nonchalant attitude.
You sound like you are angry. Okay, the question is what makes you
No,
angry?
what makes you angry?
Not why are you angry
This
about?
what makes you angry.
I'm
you
not
know
angry,
what?
but it's annoying that
I hate people that want to be successful, but they do nothing about it. It's annoying. Like when you tell them this is it, they people even get tired with the simplest things on earth. People get tired. There was a day I came back from a journey, and then I slept. I was saying that early morning I'm traveling. My son now said, "Daddy, won't Equa be allowing you to be resting?" I said, "It's not about Equa. It's about me. It's what I want to do." So that fact is established because you don't be thinking that it's Equa that is making you travel. No, anything you do wherever you walk is for your own good.
Yes, very true.
Close the
Anything
show.
you do wherever
Close
you
the
walk,
show.
it is for your own good. Anything you do
With your first
wherever
October
you
costume.
walk, thank you for doing this with us. So it's for your own good. So that's it. That's what we're leaving with you today. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
What is your? Yila, sorry.
See you tomorrow.
tomorrow. Bye.